Conversations with Azu Ishiekwene.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the show, Conversations with Azu. Good afternoon, Mr. Azu Ishiekwene.
Good afternoon, and it's nice to have you back, Azu.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Azu has a nice ring to it. Okay, so Mr. Azu, now wow, with everything happening in the country, you have decided to think about two people who some people might think might deserve or might not deserve each other. We're talking about Obaseki and Shaibu. So over the course of the week, Azu Ishiekwene dropped, as usual, another banger, or bomb, as you might call it, on his regular column on Leadership newspaper. And he says, Obaseki and Shaibu deserve each other. What prompted that conversation?
The fallout, this very spectacular fallout between the governor and his deputy has been on there for quite a while. And it just seemed to me that, in the normal course of relationships, whether it's in the family or in the community or in politics, people will have disagreements from time to time.
Yeah.
But most of us were expecting that whatever the disagreements may have been, that they'll be able to manage it in such a way that it does not now become a distraction.
Yeah.
And I thought I needed to just make a comment or two because, as I said, it's gone more than just the normal. It's actually become a distraction as I see it to be, and that's the reason why I thought it was a subject of sufficient public interest for me to make commentary.
It was a very touchy subject. But then you mentioned something about isolation center.
Yeah. Well, it's just the metaphor of the season that we came out from after 2020, of course, COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
So it became that became a very famous phrase, But that also had to do with what we had last week, that the government was preparing a place for the deputy governor.
I mean, we even saw pictures
outside.
Of
the renovation, that they were preparing somewhere for the deputy governor outside of the main government house, but within the precincts, all the same.
Yeah.
And it just brought back to my memory, my memories of the isolation center when if people who were infected had to be taken
for treatment.
Yes, had to be taken to a place for treatment so that they do not spread the infection to other people.
When you look at Shaibu, everybody sees Shaibu as the force behind Obaseki. He seems to us like a bit calmer. He's the regular Nigerian.
It's interesting that it's interesting as well that you are making that point because again, that's part. I guess that's part of what those on the governor's side are saying, that Shaibu has become one deputy governor that has hogged the spotlight more than any deputy governor in Nigeria. Well, I mean, I don't know whether that's a good or bad thing, but it just sort of confirms the sort of thing that you're saying. But yes, I think to the point of the sort of synergy that the two of them started out with, to take on, the godfather, so to speak.
Yeah.
Their common godfather, of course, being Adams Oshiomhole in 2020. I believe that as of that time, they had a lot of public sympathy because, not just godfatherism, but a number of people thought that Obaseki was hard done by, was not given fair treatment in the primaries. Was not actually he the way he was treated.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have been treated the way he was. So when he defected, and of course Shaibu followed him, and they both defected to the PDP, a lot of people felt, yes, I mean, it was just about had enough.
Yeah.
But I think somehow politics, often you are confronted with deja vu, because it does seem again like the same scenario that this pair tried to fight against has come around to haunt them. So the suspicion now is that, with just about a year to the end of his tenure, Obaseki now wants to play the role
of a
godfather, which most people accused Oshiomhole of playing in 2016.
And if there's anything that I find really interesting, it was from the Obaseki, Shaibu, Oshiomhole trio that the mantra, rather the hashtag, "Edo no be Lagos,"
Exactly.
Started, and that mantra.
I'm sure that the Lagos folks will be having a good laugh. They'll be having a good laugh.
I'm telling you.
They actually will be having a good laugh now because I think the model, and you may say this is in the realm of speculation, but the model, in a way that I think that Oshomole wanted to replicate, was a Lagos model where you had the Tinubu Fashola, Tinubu being the politician and Fashola being the technocrat, that sort of thing. So that I think was the sort of thing they wanted to replicate.
Yeah.
And also when in 2020 when Obaseki didn't get the endorsement of APC, people became justifiably upset that it must be Tinubu trying to do in Edo what he had done and gotten away with in Lagos.
Yeah.
So the sentiment was obviously yes on the side of Obaseki and against Oshomole, but for Obaseki and Shaibu at that time. But see where we are. In doing this report, which is also very important, in doing this report also we have a correspondent, leadership where I work, of course, we have a correspondent as well, have correspondents in many parts of the country.
Yeah.
I made sure that there is a correspondent who stays institute there also, and who's not a member of any party. He also went around and had the feel and the pulse of the people. And
Did that also tell you about the billboards?
Which billboards? The one about the roads. Yeah. I mean that. I'm sure that you saw the picture that trended at the time when the governor got the governor's convoy got stranded in the flooded Benin flooded Benin road.
Yeah.
Everybody go collect na he dey say so governor. Yeah, na governor na he dey say water so. He just talk. Na him motto be this. Governor of Edo State. He don't read. See their convoy. And not they go where now they go. See ya. Now Edo State Benin so Edo State for ROCC. Now he for red so. Since we tell them say me, they come they do and they not agree do. They come they load block they put. They just say now what they do. They say everybody don't collect now. They say that they do us. They say that they do us so they don't know say who throw stuff for market and my mind go meet to.
I remember that the first time I saw that video, I first of all dismissed it as fake video. Then of course I restrained myself. Is it even possible that the governor was in that convoy, was in the car in that convoy? Well, it turned out to be true. Of course, the governor has called out the federal government and said that it's a federal government road. But I don't. Do you think people really care whether a road is federal or a state road? People in the state, people in every state of this country want and deserve a certain minimum quality of service, and that's all they care about.
I grew up in Benin, lived all my life in Benin, and I can tell you it's terrible. Okay, so I'd like to know, in all of this, I'm seeing now that initially Shaibu headed to Abuja to
it brought the matter to court. He wanted the court because he said he suspected he was about to be impeached.
And now I hear he's withdrawn the matter.
Okay. You
want to write down one?
No. He. It's interesting. In fact, I was surprised when I saw the letter that he issued a couple of days ago that the matter had been withdrawn and they were trying to settle the matter. And I saw that was on the letterhead of the state government. Well, I said, well, thank God the man still has access to letterhead. But that's by the way. You see. The state government has also denied that there was nothing like that, he was just running when nothing was chasing him.
What about videos where we saw, I don't know if you saw the video where they were at an event, I think Edo anniversary, where
when they said the DSS fellow blocked. Well, we've seen all of that, but supposedly some clergy folks have intervened and have tried to reconcile both parties. Well, we'll wait to see, and we pray quite earnestly that the truth holds for the sake, I believe, of the people of Edo State. Okay. Oshomole has said that APC is not a camp that houses internally displaced. It's not a rehabilitation camp.
Wow.
So these folks, the governor and his deputy must find a way of accommodating each other, because he's waved the flag that neither of you is welcome in APC, where he's obviously the leader in Edo State.
Anyway, me, I'm hoping, even if they decide to, get a separate office for the deputy governor, they should at least fix the roads there. Because since when I was a child, when you are visiting Osadebe,
Yes, Osadebe.
When it rains, get ready. Get ready.
You see that not much has changed.
I think it's gone worse, really. And Edo State, the people of Edo State had a lot of hope for the government of Obaseki and Shaibu because of the kind of support that they got. Their election sort of like revolutionized Edo State.
Yeah.
To know that people from Edo State really don't care what party you belong in.
Exactly.
Belong to rather.
They just want service. Performance.
Okay. So you can read and listen to the audio file and read all our articles. I say our articles because I see myself in it. You need to understand the emotion and the work that Azu Ishiekwene puts into all of this. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Even learning some small English and say, me, I picked isolation center. Anybody now that annoys me anyhow,
you build an isolation center.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks.
You can visit our social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Azu Ishiekwene. Like, comment, share, and of course, keep it a date. Turn on your post notifications as well. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and we'll see you some other time. Thank you.
Conversations with Azu Ishiekwene.